How to deal with a verbally abusive husband. All right. So, how do you deal with a verbally abusive husband? Let me potentially put myself on the blast.
Give me a
Have
scenario.
I ever been a verbally abusive husband? That's a yes. If she has to
No.
think about it, that's a yes.
Oh, I'm thinking about it. No.
Have you ever felt like I may have been verbally abusive? Have you ever felt that way?
Oh yes, I feel like there was a time I was telling you that words are like eggs.
If you have to tell me that words are like eggs, I
when
probably
they break,
was verbally abusive.
I mean, I also consider myself.
Let me ask you a better way,
sensitive.
baby. Did you feel abused in certain things I've said when you had to tell me that words are like egg?
Yes.
Or Elaine, did you
Yes.
feel abused?
Yeah, I felt.
Okay, so it's always I always try to let people know, because people wait until it's like a big deal before they call it verbally abusive. They wait until it's a big deal before they can label themselves insecure. They wait until it's a big deal before they can label themselves narcissist, right? But it starts with little things, right? If I feel abused with your mouth, you're verbally
Excuse me, bro.
with the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Yes.
Right? You don't have to feel like you're abusing me. If I feel abused,
Yeah,
that's effectively being in an abusive situation.
I agree.
Okay, and and the reason why I'm saying that is not to make a person feel guilty. That's not the point of that. The point of it is to make you aware that it happens at very little levels, and you don't want to wait until it gets into like a big deal before you start to nib it in the bud and say, no, I don't want my husband to feel abused. I don't want my wife to feel abused. I know I don't mean it, but I don't also want to be in a place where it's happening from a blind spot.
Right.
You know. So now, since you've acknowledged that we've been in that space before, I won't tell them that you've verbally abused me in the past. I will not tell them. I promise.
Well, again, only you can say. I don't know.
But you know, the truth is that everyone, if you've ever allowed a person into that space,
In arguments, yes, absolutely.
what is an argument? People are willing to say, yes, of course we argue sometimes, but they're not willing to admit that they verbally abused each other.
In arguments, you're verbally abusing
Right.
each other. Yes, I can acknowledge to the fact that I've called you AO before. Yeah,
I don't remember that, but
I
thanks for-
did. I wanted
So that'd be a
to
long time ago.
stab you in the back. Let it hit.
You wanted that to hit below the belt.
Yes.
Right. I mean, there was one point that we would say F you to each other. At one point I said, I'm like, this is absolutely
This is
ridiculous.
terrible.
Yeah, and I stopped, but you did not stop.
I didn't.
Yeah, for a while. Of course you didn't stop. You thought you stopped at the same time?
Okay.
Oh, okay. No, you didn't. Anyway.
Oh, I hope I don't do that anymore. I
No,
really
you
don't.
don't. Yeah, see, you have to be in a certain space also with your partner to be doing
Right.
all of that. There's things that happen. Those are the symptoms of when you're not in a good place, right?
Right.
So now, how to deal with verbally abusive husband? Before I get too deep into that, I wanted to speak on two things. Two things that are absolutely verbal abuse:
Okay.
sarcasm
Yeah, I agree.
and condescension.
I agree. I agree with those.
Right?
I can't stand it.
I know we don't mean any harm. I'm just being sarcastic, right?
Yeah, but that's not cool.
But there's a reason innately that you don't feel like saying what you want to say straight
That you are being
You need to
sarcastic.
go like
Yes,
this.
yes.
Or some bastardized form of reverse psychology to get your point across. There's
Some
something.
people will even say they are just joking with you. I don't like sarcasm at
Well,
all. From any,
yeah.
if I don't like it from you, so what will make me like it from an
Oh,
outsider?
let me be.
I
Let me.
can't
Let me
stand
be.
sarcasm.
Let me keep it a buck. Let me keep it 100. Right. I still do it, but I try to catch myself from doing it.
Right.
Condescension. I show money. Show us money. Things like that. So you didn't realize I told you that before. So you didn't see that. Those little things, right? It's different from, oh yeah, I told you earlier, right? That was sarcasm when you told me that I
you
was.
don't-
I don't
you
listen.
don't-
Yes. So the point is not to turn you to a robot. The
Right.
point is to make you aware,
Right.
so that you can reduce it. Because
Right.
people usually are roaming around life, and they're doing these things without being aware, and the other person is receiving it as bullets.
Right.
And it's
right.
killing them, and they don't know what exactly these shots are. They may not be able to put into words, but they are literally little sarcasm and condescension. Condescension doesn't feel right. You want to tell me something, but you have to say like,
Oh my
right?
God.
Like we're gonna do these things, right? But when we laugh about it, if we're in a space where we're laughing,
Right.
it's okay. But if there's a serious thing going on, that's probably not a good moment to use sarcasm.
So if I
And-
tell you, remember when we first started dating?
Uh-huh.
I used to, if you say something silly, I'll say, "Oh, serious," and you'll be like, "I want to serious while hospital." Do you remember saying that?
What does that create for us?
That was funny.
We just laugh. That's different from when you're being serious,
Right.
and you can see my face that I'm not laughing.
Right. True.
And you said,
Oh, serious.
and I said, well, my mom said you should call her, and you go like, you have to call her then. What do you mean you have to call them all the time?
What kind of jam question is that?
No, that's extra. But
No, but this is how people drop it sometimes.
but I may not say it in words.
Right.
The reverse words that I use may actually imply that or make you feel like I just said
Right,
that,
right.
right? So I may say, I'm trying to think of something I could say, like actually, yeah,
Duh.
right? So you didn't think you should call my mom, right? Instead of saying, oh, mom was asking about you. She was just saying hello. When you get a chance, reach out. Oh, so you didn't think you should call mommy, right? All this while, right? See that my face is telling I'm serious. That we're not laughing right now.
Right.
It's different from like, oh, serious. No, I want to serious while hospital.
Right.
These are two different
right,
things.
Right.
You know? Same words, especially when you're dealing with Yoruba language or any kind of
True.
same words can mean two different things.
Yes. Absolutely.
All the vibe or how you express it can make all the difference, right? And it's not your own meaning that makes a difference. It's how the other person
receives it.
If you were born in Ogbese, in Akure, and the other person is born in Bagura in Abeokuta,
you just like
it
to
can
call
mean two
my
different
mom's
things.
down anytime. What's wrong with you?
those things can mean two different things, and you
yeah.
have to be aware about that. Those are things that we should be aware about,
Right.
as opposed to calling non-believers animals. But those are things we can.
my God.
those are the things we can be aware about, and and just put into, and just, the awareness goes a long way, because next time I'm being sarcastic, right? I know that that's sarcasm. At least for 80% of the time, I would choose to use my words wisely. I would choose a different type of word, right? I would choose not to be sarcastic. And the 20% of the time, you will let me pass because you love me, and vice versa. You let me get away with that. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm not aware, that means.
Thinking in my head, let me just leave him alone.
But if I'm not aware, 100% of the time, I'm just being sarcastic. So tell me now, do you want beans or rice? I don't want the food. I don't want the food. You know what I'm saying? You do enough of that, a man is gonna. That's not an excuse. It's just what it is. He's gonna entertain attention from people that make him feel better. Right?
Or in terms of maybe sexless marriages, for example, and you just tell the guy, just come and do what you want to do.
Great
No,
example.
He doesn't want to do
my
it.
saying,
Because, okay.
I'm not interested anymore.
Yeah.
Because I want you to be into it. If I don't want you to be into it, I know where to buy hookers.
Abby, this is true.
I don't know where to buy hookers, but I'm just saying.
You
get
have an idea.
You get the point, right?